Elected Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, a charismatic figure who championed a strong, unified Congo, looming threat of conflict and chaos. Into this maelstrom stepped Alphonse Massamba-Débat. A former teacher, he projected an air of quiet competence and moderation. He was seen as a unifying figure, someone who could rise above the ethnic and political fray. When Lumumba was assassinated in early 1961, it was Massamba-Débat who assumed the presidency. He promised stability, unity, and progress. For a brief moment, there was a glimmer of hope. Massamba-Débat embarked on an ambitious program of nationalization and socialist-inspired reforms. He sought to wrest control of the economy from foreign companies and empower the Congolese people. He invested in education and healthcare, aiming to uplift the masses. He even changed the country's name to the People's Republic of Congo, signaling a decisive break from the colonial past. His efforts, though well-intentioned, were met with mixed results. Despite his initial popularity, Massamba-Débat's hold on power began to slip. His socialist policies, while lauded by some, alienated others, particularly the wealthy elite and those who benefited from the old colonial system. His attempts to centralize power and suppress dissent, however well-intentioned, were seen by some as a slide towards authoritarianism. Whispers of discontent began to circulate. Student groups, once ardent supporters, grew disillusioned with what they saw as his government's growing authoritarianism and its inability to address their economic concerns. Trade unions, angered by his economic policies, threatened strikes. Even within the army, once a bastion of support, cracks began to appear. The seeds of discontent, sown in the fertile ground of economic uncertainty and political repression, were beginning to sprout. Seemed to be fading away, replaced by disillusionment and frustration. He began to see himself as a necessary corrective, a true champion of the people. Ngouabi envisioned a Congo where the government was truly by the people and for the people, and he was determined to make that vision a reality. Ngouabi's disillusionment was shared by many within the army. The sentiment of dissatisfaction was widespread, and many soldiers felt that their sacrifices were being taken for granted. He became a focal point for their grievances, a leader waiting in the wings. With his growing support, Ngouabi was poised to become a significant force in the political landscape of Congo-Brazzaville.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast, I go.
The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation. Section 6, October 15, 1965, a nation upended. On the night of October 15, 1965, Ngouabi and his supporters launched their move. They seized key government buildings and strategic points in the capital, Brazzaville, taking Massamba-Débat completely by surprise. There was some resistance from loyalist forces, but it was quickly overcome. Within hours, Ngouabi was in control of the country. Massamba-Débat, abandoned by most of his supporters, was placed under house arrest. His rule, once full of promise, had ended in a swift and ignominious defeat. The country he had tried to mold in his image had slipped from his grasp. To address the country's deep-seated economic problems, which were further exacerbated by the global oil crisis of the 1970s. The economic downturn led to shortages and long queues for basic necessities. The oil crisis hit the Congo hard, as the country was heavily reliant on oil revenues. The economic strain was felt across all sectors, leading to widespread discontent. Despite these challenges, Ngouabi remained in power for over a decade, his rule marked by a contradictory mix of socialist idealism, authoritarianism, and a genuine desire to improve the lives of ordinary Congolese. His government implemented various social programs aimed at education, healthcare, and community development, reflecting his commitment to socialist principles. While his methods were often harsh, there was an undeniable effort to uplift the Congolese people and create a new, more equitable society. The legacy of Ngouabi's rule remains a complex and debated chapter in Congo's history. Section 8. The Legacy of the Coup. The coup of October 15, 1965 was a watershed moment in the history of Congo-Brazzaville. It marked the end of the post-independence era of optimism and the beginning of a long period of one-party rule, political instability, and economic hardship. The coup also had a profound impact on the country's political culture. It instilled a deep-seated suspicion of democracy and multi-party politics, a legacy that continues to haunt the Congo to this day. It also led to a militarization of the state, with the army playing an outsized role in politics. Lest it be condemned to repeat them.